Well, raise your hand if this has happened to you. You've been asked to make a presentation to your company, an organization, a school, and the requirement is that you have to speak into a webcam for half an hour or so. How do you keep the talking head thing visually interesting and make sure your audience doesn't just completely zone out?
I don't know. Do you have toddlers? Joining us on the KOGO News Live line, workplace culture expert Joel Patterson. And let's talk about what some people have done to make their Zoom meetings more lively.
Yeah, if you get placed on a spot and you have to come up with that 30-minute presentation, you need to settle in and recognize that you're going to have to work a little harder than in the past and get creative. You got to do something to keep people focused. There's lots of things you can do, fortunately, though. Just simple examples is find some funny or odd pictures that you can put onto a slide if you're actually presenting from a PowerPoint deck. Recently, I actually cut someone's hair during a presentation. I had an online stylist walking me through it while I was cutting someone's hair, and then everyone else was on a different Zoom call watching us do it while we were giving a presentation. It was challenging to keep everything going, but it worked, and it was much more difficult than I expected it to be. You can, like you mentioned earlier, if you've got a llama laying around somewhere, by all means, bring the llama into your call because everybody wants to, talk about what a llama does and the sounds it makes, I suppose. You can make sure that you've got polls ready that you can give to keep people engaged, or have a riddle. Do things that you're going to ask questions in the middle of the presentation. The worst thing is giving that presentation at the end of it, feeling like you gave a good presentation, and it's crickets, and you've got nobody willing to say or ask a question or comment on anything. And so it's really important that you do this consistently throughout the presentation. Don't just do it once at the beginning. Don't just think you're going to make up for it at the end. If you've got a 30-minute presentation, every 5-8 minutes, something like that, throw something in there that's a little bit unique, a little bit wacky, and you'll be better served for it.
So let's say you do have a llama or a cat or something like that, and how do you know that people are they actually going to listen to you, or are they going to be focused on that other object? And the other part of that is, what if your boss does not dig this?
Well, your boss needs to get on board is what I'm supposed to say to that. He needs to recognize that we've got to get creative in this time, because there's just nothing that's going to replace the in-person interaction that we all crave these days. And so you're going to have to do things that might be a little bit out of the norm. I wouldn't necessarily recommend keeping the llama on the screen the entire time, but if you can, because that's exactly what will happen. People won't pay attention to you. They'll be paying attention to the llama. But if you brought one on and you kind of made some jokes about it and kicked things off, I think it'd be good. And then sprinkle it in every now. It's kind of like those old driver's ed videos where they would
blood on the freeway.
And then, yes, exactly. And something would come about, and then you'd have to answer a question to make sure that you were paying attention. Those are the kind of things you want to sneak in there and make sure that people are paying attention, because if they're not, either people laughing or people commenting on it are going to get them refocused, and then you can pull them back into whatever it is that you're trying to present. It's just you're just going to have to be a little bit creative and think. I hate to use a cliche, but think outside of the box a bit.
Oh, there you go. Think outside the box. He said it. All right, Joel Patterson.
I need a paradigm shift. I need one right now.
We've got synergy here.
Synergy. We've got synergy. Oh, boy. We are just hitting on all cylinders. Joel Patterson, workplace culture expert. Thank you so much. Very interesting, Joel. Thank you.